Hi everyone. Um, yeah. So I'm talking about beyond code. It has nothing to do with code. I've listened to so many speakers who've been like all about tech, code, and all that. So when I started my journey as a software developer, I actually learned that being a developer is uh, far beyond it's far beyond the screen. So whether you are working on a innovative project or solving a complex project, maybe you are mentoring or teaching the next generation, that means you bring a positive impact into the world. And that's why I'm here today. Uh, my name is Phindiwe Nqanqaru. I know my surname is interesting. I doubt that any of you can be able to pronounce it. Do you want to try? It's Nqanqaru, so you need to practice. Yes. I see someone at the back can pronounce it. So I was born and bred in South Africa, in a small town called Elliot, and we moved to Cape Town when I was 6 years old, and that's where my journey of being a software developer started. And yeah, it started in a very weird way because I remember there was this mentor to the institution that I was in who was making us cry for 5 minutes. It mustn't be less or over than 5 minutes when we are stressing about our code. So it was a hectic institution where it's all about software development. And for me, everything, it was foreign. I've never touched a computer before, and then there was no one to actually teach me how to do all of that. So, when it is demo days, it's where we will actually get so stressed out. Yesterday, your code was working, and then this morning, when you need to showcase, and then everything is just crash. And yeah, I did try the 5 minutes. No one wanted to do that. Everyone hated it. And at first, I started and I was just sitting in that room, no tears coming. But by the end of that first month, actually, I was in the top 5 students who were actually crying for like 3 times a day. So, yeah, but when I'm here today, I'm happy to tell you that I'm an expert when it comes to that. So, if you need to relieve your stress and cry for 5 minutes, just let me know. You will be able to deal with your demons after that. You'll be good. I'm also a co-founder and director of operations at Babes Got Bites. So the work that I do the most is to actually see what works for the organization and make sure that everything works much smoothly. Um, I'm also a woman tech ambassador, and I just started my own podcast in Women Plus Tech. So if you see all this, it's all about women empowerment, and that's what I'm passionate about. Um, I'm sure some of you are asking what is Babes God Bites. So it is a catchy name, right? Babes God Bites, it is an organization that is creating spaces for women and girls in underserved communities to be empowered, impacted through technology. And from here, we are actually teaching from the basics of computer. We have 6 months boot camp to 12, where we actually teach full-time girls from the basics of computer, those who have never touched a computer before. And then we take them to web development where they learn HTML, CSS, and also vanilla JavaScript. We also teach Python for robotics as well. We saw that people, they actually like robotics. They like to see things moving that they can build, and yeah, that's fine. And then as well, we also teach young children because we believe that starting them small, that means they will actually be good while they become older. So we teach them scratch where they can create stories, they can create robotics and more. So from 2019, when we started the organization until today, we have impacted more than 10,000 young women and girls through our trainings, our annual events, and also our hands-on workshops. We have 17% that have secured employment in different sectors and industries. 40% have furthered their studies. And then 4% actually started their journey into entrepreneurship. So these numbers make us so proud because there's girls who are actually sitting at home. Some of them, they didn't know like which careers to take. Others didn't get a chance to actually learn further. So we were able to partner with the universities in Cape Town, and then we put them through those universities. And some of the girls, they got bursaries so that they can study further. Um, so South Africa, it is a country that has a high unemployment rate. And as in today, we are on 8.2 million of people with no jobs. So you can imagine how it is so competitive. It is so competitive for the job market to actually get a job. So we find it hard for boot campers. There's so many organizations with boot camps in South Africa. And we find it so hard for them to actually, after graduating, to get a job because of unemployment and the competitive industry. So because most of the time we see a job that says they're looking for entry level or junior developer with 5 years experience. And that's not possible. Like we always said, okay, those people, they're hiring teams, like we don't know how they think. So it's really hard. And as Babes Got Bites, we actually came up with the solution on that we go and knock to the company's doors and then we partner with them instead. And then that will be so easy for them to take our graduates for internships and also like support us in learnerships and all that. So we did that, and we get around a company will come a year and said, okay, I want 3 of your graduates, top graduates, and then cool. And then we see that yeah, that's not enough because we don't have so many partners, and we have to come up with another plan. So we actually, our team came up with Tech Byte House, where we create IT services for individual companies and extra, etc. And here it is all about opportunities. Since South Africa, we do not have so many jobs, so this is the way. And from now until 2030, this is only our only hope that in South Africa, the creation of jobs would depend to the small businesses. And here we are targeting, we've been doing the IT services under the organization. It was a test, and then we see that it's going so well. And then we said, okay, we want now to register a company that will actually do this work. And then now we are adding type 3. So the reasons for type 3, yeah, is the obvious reason of the CMS. We think that as juniors, as especially for juniors and like people who just started their journey, it is a good way of learning to contribute the open source, right? Because it will actually boost your confidence because you will be working with people with experience, and as well for them to be updated with trends in tech, as well like they'll be competitive in the job market. So those are the reasons. And for the Tech Bytes House, why type 3? For this, we can produce reliable and sustainable products, right? And then so far, we have 5 developers and we just got 4 interns to actually work on type 3. Um, moving for moving on with learning. So this group of type 3 are still learning. We are beginners. Um, I'm sure some of you, it's not the first time you see that hashtag type 3 Friday. Yeah, it started this year. And the whole idea here is to build our own community that is more skilled, and also like support and create more competent people who can contribute to type 3. Also, we people they looking for jobs and also opening up opportunities. So we saw that type 3 is the way to go. And knowing most of CMS that we actually work with before, and we see that type 3 is the best. And I remember when we started the group, I remember our first workshop, and then people they're asking, "What is type 3?" And then we say to them, "Type 3 is like WordPress." And then we see people taking their bags, but no, we are developers. We like solve problems. There's nothing much to do with WordPress. So we had to change that and then make them understand why we say it's like WordPress, but then it's actually more than that. Hacking with type 3. Um, we're still learning, right? So at Babes Goodbye, as I said, we have annual events. Um, every every year at the end of the year, we make sure that we have hackathons where our students and we invite everyone, like university students, other boot campers, and with us, where they will be actually working on solving problems that were given. And what we do most of the time, we make sure that they are learning something new from the hackathon. Um, Last year, they were building an app for the company, clothing online company, which is Bash. And what they didn't actually understand from the registration, we saw that, okay, they don't really know about the APIs. So it's something that we need to add so that they build an application that has to do with the APIs. So they did that. And yeah, it was very impressive. So we think like hackathon as well is the way of learning. It's a fast. You learn under pressure. You learn from others and also you learn from the organization. So this year we are hacking type 3. Our hackathons are around November, and we always look for mentors. So what we usually do, we ask for mentors on social media, and then it's either you have 2 hours of your time that you can do a workshop, or you'll be there just for the hackers to ask questions. And yeah, so it's up to you if you want to be there the whole day and night, because if we start on Friday, it's gonna be Friday around 3 where they'll be starting, and then choose groups and all that, and then it goes. It's gonna be workshops, and then at night, and then in midnight, another workshop, and then they go build until the next morning. Yeah, it's exciting. What we'll be doing, we'll be giving them a problem that they can build a solution using type 3. And the best use of type 3 as a CMS will actually win. We're also looking for the judges from type 3 as well. If you think you can be a judge here, please come forward. Um, we have a question from our learners or from the group, our community. Okay, now that we are working on type 3, and this hackathons, you always say it's all about showcasing our experience, the work that we can do as a person, because it's not only about learning. We also invite the companies that they can see their work. It's all about them showcasing themselves, what they can do in that small time. What skills do they have? So they said, okay, we want now, yeah, for at least that one group that won, to showcase their website in those type of three competitions. So yeah, we want to know if type of three is good with that. Okay. Now comes to the learning journey. Um, yeah, maybe you're asking yourself like, how did South African we actually get hold of type of three or learn about it? Um, we actually started to know about type of three in 2019 when Olivia was in South Africa to a conference. So me and my colleagues, we always make sure that we attend all the conferences and events, tech events in Cape Town. So that's where we met him. And after that, Type 3 is being supportive, and also Olivia is being mentoring us. We always have meetings with him, helping us with like general, maybe running organization and all that. I remember in 2019, we said, okay, we want to learn type of 3 as well. We want to know this type of 3 because we didn't have any idea. And then I don't know who actually sent us a documentation that we're supposed to go through it. And then, okay, we were good. We were happy, excited. And then we were three ladies when we started the organization. And then we said, okay, let's go through this documentation, teach ourselves. And then by the end of the week, then we'll come back and just present what we actually learned about Type 3. And yeah, we did that. And then this day we were just we came together and sit down and ask each other, what did you learn? And then the answer was, yeah, Type 3 is a CMS. And then after that, what else? And then there was nothing. So we actually said, because at that year we were still students when we started the organization, and also we started the organization. We just said, you know what? Here we need to just go back to our goals with Babes Got Bites, make it work first, and then we'll go and start Type 3. Yeah, Type 3 at that time, it was actually really, really hard when you read it. And we did exactly that until last year, because now our organization is actually big. It has grown. We are doing well. It's been a journey, but we think right now we did so well, and yeah, we can add more to our organization. And it is the right time to actually start something new. And for me, when I started learning, I actually used the Apple demo. I don't know if you know the Apple demo in the uh yes. Yeah, I did that and I was like, yay, this is so easy. And then, I just presented to my team that, okay, we're ready now. We can just start. I just did the back end and I see everything. You just put the content and then everything changes. Oh, so we started to actually install Type 3 and yeah, it did work. And I remember I got the book from Type 3, which is a guidebook, and at that time, I didn't use it. I was just watching the videos online, and and then once we're done, we were just stuck. Now, what is the next step? And then that's where we were actually getting people asking, "What is diaper training?" They say it's WordPress, and then they don't want to be part of that. And I said, "Okay, maybe let's read." Maybe you don't really understand type 3, then let's read this book. That guidebook, it is a really good book for something, so for someone who doesn't know type 3. I mean, it gives you like everything that you need to know about type 3, how you can use it, where, and then you can be able to choose for yourself, you see. So yeah, it really helped us to actually understand what is type 3 and what we can do with it, and accept the technical part, because I remember I also, when I started, I was busy using it, and then I'll get errors and then ask on Slack, and then they would say, yeah, now things have changed. I remember the first question I had, it was about the templates. And I said, no, we moved to TypoScript now. It's not templates anymore. It was a long time ago. And yeah, so many things were like changed, the technical part. But then for the understanding of Typo 3, it is a good book. And yeah, we've been also getting some help in learning with Sarah there and also Hafiz, who's not here. I don't know if you want to add something about the meetup. How is it for you?
Yeah, so I I did a bit of presentation, online presentations for the group in South Africa. I had a bit of an agenda because I have my own Slack channel called Typo 3 Ladies, because I started trying to network with other women in the Typo 3 community. And I'm on LinkedIn, and a few events ago, I saw suddenly Findy in the LinkedIn pictures at one of the Typo 3 camps. And I thought, great, here's another woman to network with. So I quickly contacted her. And then from that came giving presentations to the group in South Africa. I'd love to one day go to South Africa. So I found this amazing. And it was great presentation practice for me. And yeah, and obviously I think it's a wonderful thing. The more women, the better. We're always in a bit of a minority. So I think it's great. So
Thank you, Sarah. Oh, okay. So also we like people asking us questions. Okay, you are still learning and you just started a user group. Why didn't your team just first learn and then after that you can include other people? And my answer is we did sit down before all of this with my team. And then for learning something, sit down and learn, and then it takes forever. And sometimes you feel so scared to start. But if you start now with just a little knowledge that you have, you always get help. So that's how I do things in my life. And yeah, the things are working that way. And then you always get motivation once you started because there's no that. You don't get that thing says, okay, now I think you need to just stop because you started already. People, they see that you're working on this. You just want to improve now, get that motivation to yourself. So that's what we wanted to do here. And yeah, I must say, it is a journey. Yeah, we just started. And we get to, we don't get so much content, I would say, for the beginners in Type 3. And yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. And then Susie said, um, I was telling her that actually I really enjoyed your videos. When are you gonna put other videos? When are you gonna be releasing soon? And then she said, I'm not doing that, Pindi. I see that you started, so you do that. So I also I just realized, okay, so I have all, if you, I have problems, and then I'm the person again who can solve those problems. So, which is good for me. So I have something more to do. You see, so that it was helpful for me, and yeah, we're looking for more. I'm here to actually look for more people who can actually help us in learning type of thing. So our aims for type 3, because obviously when you start something, you are actually planning for the future, what you want to do. And we want to train at least a minimum, I'll say 500 individuals by 2030 in type 3. And we actually want to hire 20%. At least today we have 4 interns already. So adding to that 20% and Tech by its house. Um, when I was speaking with Susan yesterday, when she said, "Yeah, you can do that," and I was like, "But that's our next step. Before the vision, now we still want to learn. We want to actually package our own content. As I said, okay, we feel like there's not much for beginners in Type 3. So that's what we're trying to do. What we would try to do to package the content and make sure that it meets the needs of our community. And in South Africa, we have 11 languages. So we would like to localize and then make it with few, not all 11 languages, with just few languages. And obviously, we want to strengthen our presence of type 3. Yeah, we started already on social media. We are trying. Um, Another way is to actually introduce type 3 to South African businesses. And that, yeah, it's all long term, but few the meetups that we're doing, we had like few companies because we didn't know that in South Africa there's companies who are actually using type 3. And then we were so surprised. Oh, really? That's exciting. There's companies who are using type 3 and then they need help with that because I remember one company said, okay, we are actually using just one page for security reasons, and it was built by the company in Germany, but now we actually would like to actually use typo 3 for the whole system. And then we're like, yeah, you guys, when we get ready, and then this will be yours. And then as well, like we seems like to get support, and the 4 interns that we got, it's one of the companies who are using type 3 said, hey, you can have 4 interns. It's one of our partners, so they know what we do, our plans and all that. So they said, okay, you can have interns because they were so concerned about how we're learning. And then we said, okay, we don't really we only meet once a month, and then we would like to have people who will be focused in learning type 3. And then they said, yeah, you can actually, they give us 4 interns, they paying them that they can actually focus on learning type 3. So those are the great news for us. Oh, I'm done already. Thank you for listening. You can get involved, as I said, by helping with the content, the learning content. You can help by mentoring, giving your time. It's either with the learners or the staff. You can also be part of the hackathons. And yeah, that's where in our hackathon, that's where you will see like what we're really doing. Thank you. Any questions?
So you see, it was not that. I think you did really, really well. Thanks, Hindi. I think you gave a lot of. There was a lot of a wide field that you have shown now to people. Type of risk just more than maybe your own perception, right? And I really remember that day when you three were at our small booth in at the Devil's Peak around. So I really remember that we had those notebooks and we had those pens, and we had also our branding irons with us. And people, was, what is that? And then we was like saying, okay, these are our branding irons where you can brand your beef. So basically, in South Africa, there's the big barbecue culture. It's Briar. So it's yeah, Briar. So my South African is not that good. But what really struck me at that very first moment was actually the curiosity that you shown. Um, it was a big quite a interesting content management conference. There were WordPress, there were guys from Joomla and from all over the places, and so what even was better is that you actually reach out to me. And we ended up, you know, if you go to the Babes Have Eyes website, you will find out that there's a YouTube video about you at the very beginning. So um, it's worth for you guys that you go and look at the video. In the meantime, we had the pandemic, so that was very hard for you. I remember having long phone calls, long conversations, and also we learned so much about each other. I guess I remember this as also understanding how other people are living. So that is what is driving me to when I want to help you. So to also to maybe you change my life, I change your life in another better way, and this is really something that is worse. And I invite everyone here in the room really reach out to Pindi, and there's other great people. And if there's anything you can do just by joining a Friday Tapestry Friday, that can be done. I think you do this with Google Meet. So please, 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 and we, as let's say, with the Tapestry Association, I take a little bit of money from the president's budget, and I take a little bit of money from the travel budget of the board, so that Indy can come here. So this is, you think about, okay, how is this everything working together? So every member of the association who's today here is already contributing to that journey that we are seeing here. Um, so please, thank you for that. Thanks for already being a member. If you're not a member, please consider doing so, because this is one of the purposes that we're maybe not advertising that much, but we want to have with Tapestry a positive impact on the world. And you saw that 8 million people in South Africa are looking for jobs. We won't be able to help all of them, but I like your ambition. I like your vision that you want to do this, you want that. And what I've learned from you in the last 5 years that we met each other, that you always find a solution to a problem. And you always are so positive. I wonder if I would be that positive sometimes, given the circumstances that we have seen with the corona pandemic, and South Africa was hit very hard, especially um, if you think that the young children were not able to go to school, so that they were deprived from learning stuff. Um, so that's yeah. I don't want to put too much music and yeah, but here we have a really very positive person, um, super team. Every one of you can do something a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that out of this community we will have lot of help for you. Yes, and there was an opportunity today to get something. I know it's a little bit difficult to get presents back to South Africa, and I hope that this time the customs engineer, customs person will not be that shitty as the last one we had, when we brought some T-shirts and they wanted us to pay import tax on it. So please put this in your office, and yeah, make it a home for you, for us. Thanks, Pindi. Great you're having here.
Thank you so much, Olivia. Any more questions?
So thanks, Reverend. Just a simple thing. I think we will travel a lot more in the next years as a community. So we had a talk today about Albania. Um, I think the community and a lot of developers will visit Albania just to reach out a little. Who would travel to South Africa if there would be an official type of free event? Just to get a grasp. It's almost the same time zone. You're quite humble, so we will practice that again tomorrow after the second beer.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.